there's 5 signs to your purpose that you find out while you're practicing, whether in ministry, business, whatever. The first sign is when you're working in your purpose, it's going to breed cooperation and admiration between your spouse. Because one is going to make y'all interdependent on one another, not codependent, interdependent, where I need you and I need to cooperate with you to achieve this. Because whatever it is we're doing, I can't do it by myself. I need you to do it. It's like those paddleboat races where you have the team in there and you on one side, another person's paddling the other side. And it's like, if we're not in sync, we're not working together. I can't do it by myself.
Exactly.
It's not a matter of I'm deficient. We have chosen a project. We have chosen a mission, a race that needs multiple people to run it. It takes 2 to do this. And because we have decided on this, I need you and I need you functional in order for this to work. So that means I'm going to pour into you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure that the needs in marriage are met.
Yeah.
Because we need each other to fulfill this purpose, okay? And then you're going to admire them because you're going to begin to see the grace of God in their life. You know, as we do these things, you know, sometimes people comment on it in side note, people comment 2 different things when they see our short clips. We take 30-second, 1-minute clips, post them on Instagram, TikTok, and like that. 1 or 2 things people post. Either one of us will be saying something really profound, other will be looking at the other, and it's like, oh, I see the way you're looking at your spouse, that you just love them right now. Yeah, that's the admiration. Or we're at the end of a long video, and one of us is tired, and one of us it looks tired on the face, everyone's talking, and they're like, oh, y'all not even a good couple because you look at the expression on their face.
Know.
People love to figure out your whole life in 30 seconds. But regardless, what I'm saying is, when y'all are operating your purpose, when y'all operating together, sometimes you'll stop and look at your spouse and admire them. And that love and those good feelings will spring up because, like, you look good. You know, you look good
during the
doing
marriage
this.
conference, you know, we help, you know, run things, stuff like that. And you did a lot of that. And when you was up there with the mic and you was talking, I'm standing back in the booth. I'm like, my man look good. Like, you know, I love seeing him in that role because he does it well. And, you know, we don't do it often just yet because a lot of times we're here in the studio and we do everything online. But when opportunity arrives for us to do things live like that, you know, it reminds me of the fact that one of the reasons why I fell in love with him is because of the way he can minister, the way he teaches. And I can just go back in my mind some past stuff we've done together, and I would sit there and watch you minister. I'm like, I really enjoy the way he, you know, conveys the word and break things down. So yeah, it will bring admiration and just that love and those good feelings and things when you operating in your purpose.
Because people are attracted to productivity.
Yeah.
People are attracted to talent. And so those things will come out in your spouse and you'll fall in love with them all over again in the process of doing your purpose. God built it that way for a reason.
I'm giving you a look that maybe, you know,
yeah.
people will approve of.
Yeah, I know, right? The second thing is whatever your purpose is, it's going to require faith in God. It's going to be bigger than you. Just like Abraham, he had to step out in faith. You have to know that whatever he's telling you to do is not going to be something that you can just do easy by yourself. It's going to be too expensive. It's going to be more than what your knowledge base is. It's going to require employees or help. You having to learn some new things.
Education.
Whatever it is, it's going to require that. So know that it's going to be bigger. When God gives it to you, it's going to be bigger than what you can do today. What we're doing now and the places that we're trying to go is bigger than what we started when we first got married. And we knew that, but we had a plan and we said we're going to get there. The third thing, as a sign to your purpose, is going to make you dependent on one another. I mentioned that with the cooperation part, but interdependent on one another where I can't just cut you off and say I'm going to do it myself because this purpose is bigger than us and I need you in order to get it done. The fourth thing is it's going to make you grow up and mature. Remember we talked about getting over your emotions. It's like when you're in business with a business partner and y'all put y'all money investment in and y'all are doing this and all that, you know, y'all may have an argument, but that it's in your best interest to figure it out. To come to some sort of agreement or compromise because y'all have invested in this already. It's not very easy to just divorce, to just cut your ties. And I realize a lot of people are afraid of that commitment. So they'll do the I do of marriage, but they'll keep separate bank accounts and they won't tell each other the truth about their emotions and feelings. You'll stay separate because you're afraid of making that investment because that investment is tricky and it's harder to divorce when you have that investment. So people will say we're married and sign the papers and everything, but will still lead emotionally and financially and whatever else separate lives to prevent from making an investment so that if it ever looks bad, they can cut and run
because
easier.
It's selfish. So it's like, I say I do so I can say I won't
later.
Oh,
I like that. Yeah. And yeah, people will do that. And so when you're in your purpose, though, it's going to make you grow up because, like, all right, we got to achieve this purpose. I got to get over my feelings. I got to get over my fears. I got to get over my insecurities. I got to trust you. I got to communicate. I got to talk because if I don't, we're going to fail at this purpose. And we're both committed to this purpose. So we got to get it done.
I can't tell you how many times I've been challenged and I would do things crying or gritting my teeth. But I'm like, Lord, your will, not mine. And when I get through this tunnel, the other end is always like, ooh, I'm so glad that I obeyed you, Lord. I'm so glad that I did that. I'm so glad I listened to my husband about this. You know, I got stories for days to tell you the things that God required of me that I felt like were just simply unfair.
Yeah.
You know, why are you doing this to me? You know, because again, we don't always see the end. We don't always, know every little detail, but that's not faith. You know, if you trust in God, just trust that he's telling you the right direction, that he's telling you the right thing for your life. But it will definitely make you grow in character. It'll make you grow in faith. It'll make you grow with each other. It'll make you grow in every aspect of your life.
And then the last thing, the fifth thing is it'll bring you provision.
Amen.
Notice whenever God told him to do something, he always provided for them. He told Mary, you're going to bear the Son of God. And then what happened when he was 2 or 3 years old, the wise men showed up with gold, frankincense, myrrh. Okay, that at the very least financed their escape to Egypt when Herod started killing all the children. And based on how much it probably was, I'm sure that it helped establish his ministry when he was an adult. You know, he always provides for you. When he told Abraham, he told him, you're going to go out there, but you're going to be blessed. He told Jacob, I'm going to provide for you and bring you back to the land of your father. So whenever he gave someone an assignment and a purpose, he always provided for them. Jesus sent out his disciples and said, don't take anything extra with you, because while you're out there, God is going to meet your needs. You're going to have a place to stay. You're going to have a place to eat. And later on in the same gospel, he asked them, were you not provided for when y'all went out there? They were like, yeah, we weren't lacking anything. We didn't go hungry. When God sends you out, he pays for it.
Yes,
he provides for it. And so what you got to understand is when God gives you a purpose, and usually it will be some sort of ministry or business, it's going to be too expensive for you to do on your own. But when you start doing it, God's going to provide from it. You're going to begin to eat from whatever it is that you're doing. So if it's a business, that business is going to bring in financial security so that you can afford to keep doing it and focus your attention on it, because God wants you seeking his kingdom, not the stuff. A lot of times we delay doing our dreams, and it's kind of more of a business note here, but we delay doing our dreams
because marriage is business.
Yeah, we delay doing our dreams because we're afraid of the finance side of it. So we'll spend 8 hours on our job and stay in a good job because it's bringing money in and it got the insurance and the benefits and it takes care of our family. But God is telling you, I want you to do this business, but you're not seeing how the math is going to work. The math ain't mathing. So you're like, I'm afraid if I jump out and do this. And God will give you wisdom how to do two things at the same time, if that's the way he tells you to do it. But we'll just not make a move because we're waiting for the money to do it. When God is saying, go do it, I'll take care of you, because that's faith.
And I just want to just say this again. I think you may have already said it, but in that provision portion, also not be afraid that you don't have the money, but having the competency, is that the word?
Yeah, you're right.
To be able to do what it is God is calling you to do. A lot of us say, well, I don't have the education. You may have dropped out of school. You may have never went to college. You don't have a degree. Listen, favor trumps all of that.
Yep.
If God tells you to do something, trust and believe that the favor has gone before you to open the doors, to connect you with the people. And if an education is required, God has already provided that for you. Okay, there are so many things that I had to learn that I didn't learn, beforehand. So do not be afraid of doing it. Don't say, well, I'm too old. I'm settled in my way. Stop all of that. That's just the devil talking to you, trying to get you to not live in your purpose. So don't let just the finances be a hang up, but don't let your insecurities and your fears about your lack of education or whatever deficiencies you think you may have stop you from doing that. Who's going to listen to me? I used to say it all the time. Who is going to listen to me? Especially when it came to marriage. Like, we just got married. Who the heck going to listen to us? We're babies. We don't know anything. Maybe 10 years later, I'm thinking, maybe, we had something to talk about. But what we didn't know, that God really wants us to help these newlyweds, these newbies out here, to get it right. Because, man, why wait until you're 10 years in and you got so much trauma and trash in your marriage that most people are divorced by this point? Let's get them while they're young. That's why God put us out there. Yep. And this word is for all marriages, no matter how long you've been married. Yep. But, we love talking to newlyweds. We love talking to people who are stepping into marriage, because if we can get you in the front, like my grandma used to say, you won't stick out behind.